Hello, everybody. This is the Daydreamer with Daydreams and Nightmares, and this is going to be a haul video. Oh, trying to get the glare off of there. There we go. Anyway, I decided to go on a little bit of a comic hunting adventure a couple weekends ago. Went up to the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. I do live in Minnesota. It was a very nice day out, uh, and I wound up in Anoka, Minnesota. What brought me up there was actually there was a listing on Craigslist, independent seller that sells at an antique store, posting some of his books. So I thought I'd go check them out. Lo and behold, Anoka is full of all kinds of antique stores and actually has a retro toy store as well. And I had quite a bit of an adventure looking through all those different locations. Uh, anyway, when I got to the antique store, it was Emerald Isle Antiques and Gifts in Anoka. I found some comic books that I wound up picking up, what you're looking at right now. I picked up 7 books. 6 of these are dollar books, and the last one was a little spendier than the rest, but for good reason. Anyway, I'm going to show off the books that I picked up on my first stop, and actually I'm going to make some more videos. Like I said, I did manage to do some hunting that day. We did go to that retro toy store, and they had comic books in there as well, which I'll show in another video. And then I wandered towards the southern suburbs in Burnsville and found another antique store where I had a huge haul, and I'll show that in a third video. Anyway, what you are currently looking at is Turok, Son of Stone. This really interests me, picking it up, great for $1 as well. Because I am a big, huge fan of a lot of the characters from Valiant in the 90s, of a lot of those comic books, and one of those was Turok. And I did not realize that he had a older storyline prior to being out in Valiant. I thought it was a Valiant creation, but it was actually Gold Key that had the first stories of Turok out there. So for $1, I definitely wanted to pick this up. That's Turok, Son of Stone from Gold Key. Then they also have this in the dollar bin. This is Marvel Milestones Edition, Spider-Man Clone, The Amazing Spider-Man number 149. This is one of their reprint series, a reprinting of Amazing Spider-Man 149 from 1975. I know these books. Whenever I see one of these milestones around, I usually wind up picking them up because I know that if they're in milestone status with Marvel, they're probably too expensive for me to buy in the original version. So I always try picking up one of these reprinted milestone versions. Again, a reprint from Marvel Milestones of 149 Amazing Spider-Man for $1. And we had some books from DC Vertigo. Oops. Oh, the camera here. The Books of Magic. This is the very first issue of that storyline. One of the storylines that brought me into collecting comic books. Part of the DC Vertigo line as well. Books of Magic, Sandman, Hellblazer, Swamp Thing, Animal Man, all those that I've mentioned before. If you've watched my channels, but this is one of the books lines that I really enjoyed reading, but I really need, I must have sold them all. Like I said, I know at one time I had them, but they're no longer in my collection, so when I stopped collecting mid-90s or so, I must have unloaded well, I did unload quite a few. I just couldn't remember which ones I did, so I'm recollecting some of these. This is the Books of Magic number 1 from DC Vertigo. Also got that for $1. Books of Magic, DC Vertigo, issue number 30. Rites of Passage. That was $1. Books and Magic. Artificial Heart number 3. Number 11. Black Orchid number 1. I no longer have the reader copy that I had of this. I wanted to pick this up as well because I do have a sealed and signed version of this with Jill Thompson and Stan Walk signed version of this, but I want to reread this, so I picked this up as well. It was $1. And then last but definitely not least, this is one I spent a little bit of money on. This is The Incredible Hulk number 142. I may have overpaid, I don't know, based on the condition. It does have some creases in here and discoloring over here, and but it's what I wanted to read. I paid $15 for this. I suppose it's reasonable for the age on the book here as well. But this is once again, Incredible Hulk number 142. And that was the one big book that I managed to pick up from the antique shop. It's again the Emerald Isle Antiques in Anoka, Minnesota. Hope you enjoyed the small stack of books that I had. The Turok, Amazing Spider-Man, Books of Magic, Black Orchid, and of course the Incredible Hulk from my stop in Anoka. And thank you for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please hit like, subscribe if you want to watch more, and feel free to leave any comments or feedback down below. Thank you.